excerpts from a Blur press conference featuring Damon and Alex. Can I ask you a question? Damon of Blur?
Yeah.
You are Damon of Blur, right? Damon, do you like eggs?
Well, my mother-in-law says that men should only have 2 eggs a week. So I try to keep to that.
I just had a cheese omelette, that's a matter of fact, and that apparently you should never eat cheese and eggs together.
You are Alex of Blur.
Alex from Blur, yeah.
No.
The egg was just the chicken's idea. The chicken was just the egg's idea for getting more eggs.
Actually, there's a band in Vancouver also called the McCrackens, all about eggs. But Damon, your dad, did he not design the egg chair, like that famous egg chair?
It is.
What's the deal on that? What type of egg chair is that?
It's just the 60s. It's an icon, isn't it, from the 60s?
And was that why?
He didn't. Unfortunately, he wasn't a very good businessman, so he didn't patent it.
But he did get enough money to live in a 14th century bakery. Is that where you grew up, in a 14th century bakery? That's a very lot of like egg themes here.
Well, my parents sold their house in London for £4,000 in 1979 and bought a 14th century bakery in Colchester for £7,000.
And your dad made an egg chair?
Money. No, that was a long time before that. That was the 60s. This is the beginning of the 80s, the evil Thatcher years.
He managed the soft machine, soft eggs.
Yeah, he didn't manage them. He was a friend of theirs, and he left art school, and they were sort of doing the same sort of thing for a while. But it wasn't really, as I say, management wasn't really his forte.
Those are 2 great accomplishments. Kind of being involved with the soft machine and the egg chair, like before you were even born.
And being a father of me as well.
Oh yes, that. Well, actually, that's into the next question here, Damon of Blur. Do you remember this quote at all? The highest form of vanity is the love of fame. Damon of Blur, the highest form of vanity is the love of fame. Was it not uttered by this woman? Did you lose your virginity to this woman right there?
I did, yes.
She said, no, Justine.
15.
So Justina said you don't have a sex drive, but this woman here, Jane, says you have quite a sex drive, Damon.
Well, maybe I had more when I was younger.
And she also says you've developed a Cockney accent, which you didn't have then, and also you like... I don't know, I'd like to learn more about cockiness. Also, the...
It's not actually related.
And also you like to collect fossils.
I did.
I still collect the fossils.
Do you remember this woman at all, Alex?
Who, Jane?
Yeah, Jane. The woman that Damon lost his virginity to.
Not shoulders, but hey, easy, you know.
Did you at one time want to shag Barbara Ellen?
I saw her last night, actually, funnily enough. She told me to stop being in Blur and be a poet.
Which leads to the question...
No, I didn't try to shag.
You have a nice name, Damon. It's a nice name.
Thank you.
Now, backwards, that spells...
Take any credit.
Nomad. You're like a wanderer, Damon. Nomad. Can you please help me out with something? What happened to Rick Astley? Where is he?
Well, he did well in America, didn't he? Yeah. One single. It was #1 here, wasn't it? Well, not here, but...
I saw him like a couple of years ago.
And what he's done is probably producing another album somewhere in...
Probably lives in Los Angeles and goes to barbecues.
I don't know. I thought he was quite affable.
It's like Bros.
It's a lot better than Bros.
Have you ever partied with the guys in Bros on a pop star night out at all?
Well, they were just the epitome of the 80s.
Well, the funny thing is, there was a third member who was in the band for the first album, and then he got paid off because the two twins, and he's now head of A&R for EMI Records.
Who signed you?
No. What's it, Craig? Craig Layton.
What happens to pop stars?
Leave as well. Like the rest of them, the other two just bought like lots of watches and Ferraris.
Yeah, what happens to pop stars in Britain when they get retired? I guess Ross and Rick Astley got retired. What happens to them? Like, what do you see in the future for you guys if you get retired?
It wasn't Ross's idea. That was the thing. I mean,
Is it Ross or Bro?
they were always going to end up being victims because they didn't take themselves there. They were put into that position by shrewd management, you know, and they're obviously always going to be fucked up at the end of the day because they just spent all their money on stupid toys. You know, they were just puppets. They were not going to change anything. They were just going to be the tomato sauce of life.
But is there a big hollowed out hill? Is there a big hollowed out hill in Britain somewhere where all the dead pop stars go? Like that they just put, like, where do they get retired to? I'm still curious. Where do you, like, are you worried? Well, what about you guys? Like, where are they going to retire you to?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
Well, actually, I'm still looking at your hair, Damon. How do you get your hair to do that kind of, like, do you get a bit of gel and put it in and do that? Because I've been having trouble with my hair, and I'm kind of going bald a bit, and I kind of, because I've, like, looking at haircuts around the room here, like, that's pretty hot, and I like that, except I can't do that in a guy, and it's just too thin. How do you personally... Yeah, I've got a real problem. Like, I'm not cut out for, like, the Britpop thing, am I? Could this hair be molded into Britpop at all, Damon?
Let me go to the bottom of it, you know. Nothing Come up down to it.
I don't know, really. I think you've got your own thing going on there, haven't you?
It's a wurzel. That's what we call a wurzel.
What are you wearing underneath there?
I've got kind of bad stuff. Look, check out these shoes. Like, I mean, that...
I thought you'd have the whole suit.
No, I did not. I have the jeans, and look at these, no Converse. What are you wearing? What are you guys wearing for your footwear? Oh, and Puma? What is that? All day I dream. You know that rumor? All day I dream about sex all day in Dad's apartment. You know the old Adidas thing? What about your footwear, Alex?
No, I did his shit.
Wow, transatlantic communication. Bloodstone?
Yeah, fuck off boots.
Didn't you play at 86th Street? At 86th Street at this place, and like one of you guys was totally wasted playing away there.
It was Dave's birthday.
And then a guy, do you remember like a guy got hauled out? He was getting hauled out of the club, and you guys proudly proclaimed in your British Cockney accents, "We're not going to play another note until you bring that guy back in." And then a bouncer came up to you and whispered in, I think in your ear, Alex, and said something. He said, "Oh, we're going to continue playing on." Do you remember that incident?
All I remember is a speedboat journey. The only thing I remember about the whole day.
I brought a flute.
No puke in the speedboat adventure?
No, that was before we got drunk, and then we got drunk. I mean, that tour, we were drinking, you know, I was drunker than I get ever when I'm going out now, before we're on stage, every night for 2.5 months.
We were pushing the boat out, you know.
You were really brave, like to stand up to this club and say, "Hey, bring that guy back." But then somebody whispered in your ear and you knew better. So does that say what happens when you're drunk? Like, you know,
I really can't remember it, but we'd have been too drunk to care what anyone said to us, so I doubt there was anything he said that changed our mind.
John Ryder.
I like John.
Jesus was a black man. Jesus was Batman. No, Batman was...
Bruce Wayne.
What about that lyric by that Ryder guy? Ugly.
Yeah, he will. Sorry, guys. You know what? This is for everyone else.
I'm trying. I was looking at... Can I ask one other question? Who would, Alex and Damon, this is a two-part question, kind of, who would you guys rather date? Lady Di, Fergie, Wallace Simpson, or Lady Penelope?
On a spell, I could say Lady Di.
And now, Dave and Graham from Blur. Who are you?
And Dave and Graham.
From who?
From who?
From the rock and roll band Blur.
From the pop group Blur.
From Britain.
From England.
From England.
From Britain.
Now we have Graham and Dave here, right?
Yeah. Right.
Now who are we missing?
Damon and Alex.
Damon and Alex, yes. Now what about the groupings? How are you guys known? Are you guys the quiet ones? Are the quiet ones? Have we got the quiet ones? Are you guys the quiet ones? Because I would think a logical grouping might be Dave and Damien and Alex and Graham.
Damien in this group.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just like saying Damien. Alex, Dave and Damon.
So what was that question?
I'm just saying about like grouping together. Like you two are stuck here together doing the interviews. Isn't Alex the one that always gets drunk and always smokes?
He's the one, yeah.
He does do a bit of drinking and smoking, yeah. Does that help with interviews then?
Well, I'm just curious, how does Damon, just beginning a bit with Damon here for 1 second, how does Damon get his hair like that? You know, that special, does he use gel? Is there a special thing?
He does this.
And, like, it's beautiful, his hair. Like, I was talking to him actually earlier, but he said I don't stand a chance for doing that.
Doing what?
No, getting hair like Damon. I have no chance to be like him.
Have it cut.
No, Damon also really came down hard on my shoes. My shoes. What are you guys wearing here? Like, are you endorsed by somebody?
Well,
what do you got wearing? Can you lift it up just so we can see? Vans, yeah.
We got given Vans.
You got given Vans.
All in the wrong sizes and the wrong types.
Because that band No Effects, they're sponsored by Doc Martens.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
That'll be pretty good. Now, what do you think about my shoes right here? These ones.
They're a bit dirty.
Well, you're going for that kind of wacky interviewer look, aren't you? With the funny hat and the weird shoes that don't really go with what you're wearing. So
No, I mean, basically what I'm trying to get to is Damon kind of came down hard on my shoes right here. Because, everybody thinks, oh, Blur are mods. You guys are not mods, are you?
No.
Like, because, I was thinking mods, 65 Who, R&B, all that stuff. Mods wouldn't wear Converse. You're not mods, are you?
No, we're not mods. What is
That's the insignia from the Royal Vancouver Yacht Club, incorporated in 1905 in Vancouver. Yes, I am. I became a member when I was very young for $50, and now it's like $100,000 to get in, but I was very young. You're not mods, are you? I just want to get this out of the way. You're not mods. Because I read this thing, this huge thing in Melody Maker, Blur, hello, how you doing? Blur are mods. And I was like, oh, right, mods, like the Squire. Remember those bands, even like Headcoats, that type of mod, cool mod, deerstalker hats. But you're not mods.
Headcoats are mod?
Well, you know what I mean, that mod style. Like, you're not mod. Like Blur not mod. You guys have effects. What are those effects pedals you have, Graham? All those effects pedals.
They're mod pedals.
Well, yeah, modulation pedals. But I mean,
press like one of them, and a Parker suddenly appears.
But wait a second here, Graham. When Townsend, hit "I Can't Explain" notes like in '66, he ain't using too many, pedals. You ain't mod. You go to big recording studios. You have keyboards and stuff. You're not mod. Even your look isn't mod. Those clothes are mod. You're not mod.
What the fuck?
No, I'm just curious. Will you agree with me? It'll really help me get through this.
Yeah.
But Damon's dad did manufacture kind of some soft machine stuff. That's kind of mod, though, getting down with the soft machine.
I didn't even manufacture them.
Progressive hippies, like progressive.
His dad was like artistic designer for the soft machine.
I think he was involved. Yeah.
That's very kind of who-ish. Ain't seen nothing yet. It's very stuttering. That's very good.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, it's a BTO. Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's kind of like a cop because Randy Bachman, the guy who wrote that song, I think his half-brother had stuttering problems. Hello, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Now,
Your leg. Your leg.
well, I pulled a ligament.
A ligament.
I pulled a ligament. Yes, I pulled a ligament. I pulled a ligament in my leg. This is Dave. Dave, how you doing? No, Dave, you're like you really want the style and substance. Now, what about the Kinks? You guys like the Kinks, right? Come on, the Kinks, please.
I did for a while. I mean, you know, they're not really putting many records out these days.
Because you're in Blur. Now, I realize that Blur might know some stuff about the British music scene that other people do not. Now, is it true that Mick Avery, you know Mick Avery, right? The guy in the Kinks, one of the guys in the Kinks, tried to kill Dave Davies. You know, they hated each other.
Yeah. They're always pouring beer over each other and stuff.
Do you know if that's true or not? Did Mick Avery try to kill Dave Davies?
Possibly. I think a lot of people who meet him try to.
Met you?
Dave Davis. You know, everyone gets on badly sometimes, especially brothers.
Jesus was a black man. Jesus was Batman. No, Batman was...
Your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I asked that same thing to Damon, and he said Batman was Bruce Wayne. I do not understand Blur. Please, Graham and David Blur, please, I do not understand the Ryder guy. That guy is ugly. Sean Ryder, like, I'm gross too, but I mean, he is ugly. The Ryder is not ugly, isn't he, Sean Ryder?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, like, he's just an ugly guy, and I was reading in this paper that Kermit, you know, good old Kermit, Dave, are you still there? CITR, FM 102. Kermit broke his ankle. Who cares? Kermit broke his ankle.
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I know. Kermit from the Riders, you know?
No, he wasn't in...
Anyways, you know, Kermit was a frog who broke his, you know, little ankle. Now you, my friend, you Graham, you unmod effects pedal guy, you got hit by a car.
Twice.
Now, there was photographers nicely on hand. How come? Was it staged? Like, did you really can you show me any scars now? You got hit by this car? Because some people believe it might have been staged. You know, Kermit breaks his ankle. I can't get over that. But you're kind of on that thing when you apparently got hit by a car. I mean, I'm saying it's tragic to get hit by a car, but I'm saying in the sense of, like, it was all documented. What's the deal on that?
I was leaving some Dolce & Gabbana party, so there was a lot of photographers there trying to see whether there was famous people coming in or out. And there were so many that I couldn't see the road properly, and I got hit by a car, and they all took the pictures and then went back to the party.
Have you ever been stimulated by shampoo at all, Dave?
Stimulated by Vosing.
By, yeah, shampoo.
By Vosing.
Yeah, Vos, as you...
That's really Damon's bag.
I thought he was celibate since he met Justine.
I doubt that very much.
Because according to this woman right here, who is this woman right here? Who is this woman right here?
I think they sleep together.
No, this was his old lover, Jane. And his old lover, Jane here, said that she kept a relationship with him 2 years into Justine's relationship. What do you remember about You grew up with Damon, right? What do you remember about Jane?
Nothing, really. She's just a girl. She lives about 4 doors away from my parents.
She said that Damon did not have a Cockney accent, and he also collected fossils.
Yeah, he does. No behind there.
Those are the questions. Those are the questions. You can't rip the card. This is Damon's lost long love.
Ask us the question.
Well, I'm saying this is a girl in shampoo. No, it is not a girl in shampoo. Have you had intimate relations with somebody in shampoo while I'm holding this Damon's lover?
So what was the question? This is when he was at school.
Whatever happened to the Dolly Mixture? The band, the Dolly Mixture, Graham of Blur.
I don't know.
Dave of Blur.
That's the Dolly Mixtures, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever happened to them? Like Captain Sensible had something to do with them.
I don't know. Captain Sensible lives in Alresford now, in Essex.
Do you think he still has a career?
I'm sure he still does something.
Where are Bros? Where are those guys?
Bros.
Yeah, Bros. Where are them?
Where are they? No.
Where are them? Yeah. Ligament, where are them? Thank you. You're very good. You're the only one to graduate from school from the band, right, Dave?
Well, you don't graduate from school in England. You just leave.
Where are Bros?
I think one of them's having an unfruitful solo career. And the guy they sacked with the dark hair was writing for this woman.
One of the bands I don't understand that's frequently featured a few years ago was the Frank and the Walters. Now, you look kind of like one of those guys, Dave. Whatever happened to them?
Frank and they're still going, I think. Didn't they have a novelty hit or something? A northern novelty hit.
The Frank and the Walters. Now, you kind of think, oh, wow, Frank and the Walters, who cares? But Blur and Frank and the Walters could become one. Like, you could end up in that big retirement villa, too, as I alluded to Damon earlier. That scary, you being put away with the retirement villa with the Frank and the Walters? Dave?
You're too wacky for words. I can't bring myself to tell you how anything for a quiet life.
Do you like hats?
Yeah.
Do you like hats?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Stone Roses since they kicked that guy out who doesn't have the hat? Are they finished? I say they kicked the guy out with the hat. Sorry, right. The Stone Roses kicked that guy with the hat out, right?
Was
he the drummer, Dave?
He was, actually, yeah.
What happened to him? Like, he had a hat and they kicked him out.
I think he lost that eye. They all have names ending I, and he kind of lost his I. So they had to get somebody else in with an I.
It's kind of sad that he lost an eye.
Benny or something.
Are they finished? Are the Stone Roses finished?
Remy, that's it. And then it just called. No, they're not finished at all.
Oh, come on, they're long gone. They waited too long. It's over.
I just read a review of their gig, and not long ago they did a concert, and it was supposed to be like seeing God.
But come on, do you like Mr. Bean at all?
No.
Like, what is good about Mr. Bean is it's way better than Stone Roses. Mr. Bean, the TV thing, is way better than the Stone Roses.
It's not very loud.
What do you mean, Mr. Bean? It was all improvised.
Well, it's silent, isn't it?
Are you implying something?
Laughter. Which we're getting noisy here with no laughter.
But the Stone Roses are finished. I like Mr. Bean. Are you mad at me? Hey, are you mad at me because I like Mr. Bean?
Just an angry young man.
Are you mad at me because I like Mr. Bean better than the Roses?
No, I'd probably agree with you. I'm not very fond of either, really.
Have you ever eaten out of Linda McCartney's cookbook at all, Dave?
I read that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Well, then you're well prepared to answer it.
You keep asking him a question and then pointing it at me.
Well, I know, because you're together. Again, let's just clarify why you two are here. It's Dave and Graham, and Alex and Damon are in the other room. Now, I would think the pairing should have gone Damon and Dave and Graham and Alex, but they didn't. So you're together, so I'm trying to, bring you up. I'm trying to make you something, Dave. So please, can you answer this question for the viewers out there? Have you, Dave, of the band Blur, not mods at all, ever eaten out of the McCartney thing? You've thought about this for a bit.
Linda McCartney. She makes fine pies. I like her products.
Did you get to meet her at that, when they did that big album all together? Did she bring any food or catering there?
No, I don't know. We weren't really involved in that. We just gave them an instrumental and said, do, stick it on.
Was George Harrison around at that time?
Not that I remember.
Are you allowed to meet George Harrison?
Do I want to meet George Harrison? It's not a big hero. I like Georgie. Met George Martin.
What do you think? What do you think George Martin thinks? What's wrong? What I'm not mod. I will say right here, I am not mod. I'm trying to learn from you, the ultimate modsters. Did you ever have a parka?
Yeah, I still got a parka.
And I bet there's like an AC/DC thing on the back, which does not match, does it? Hello.
Status quo.
Really? No, are you a mod? No, are you a mod, Graham, that's into the guitar mod or the ska mod?
I'm a Scod.
You're a ska mod.
I'm a Scod.
You like a ska mod. That's what you are. You're a ska mod. You're a ska mod. That's good because there's two different. There are two.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't want scones or high tea at the Empress Hotel. You like the Tamla. You like the Motown. You're down with John Entwistle.
Kent Records.
You like Joe Meek, who committed suicide and killed his landlady as well. I was still curious, though, about George Harrison. And what I'm curious about George Harrison is, do you think that the Beatles anthology, again, we're speaking here to Graham and Dave of Blur, do you think that the Beatles anthology was an excuse for George Harrison to earn some extra money? like a way, to put him through retirement. Because remember that Rolling Stones tour, the Steel Wheels tour? That was apparently to get Ronnie Wood's son off heroin. That's the only reason they did the Steel Wheels tour. Now, what about your versions of the Harrison coming Beatles anthology thing? Do you think, this is Dave and Graham of Blur. I mean, if anybody knows, these guys know, they're from Britain. Do you think that Harrison did it at all? Do you think he
Did what?
Do you think he did it, do you think he needed the bucks? Did Harrison need the bucks?
Maybe. What's wrong with that,
Have you ever partied with the gang from Coronation Street at all?
Do you get many viewers?
Well, actually, the last show and the last radio station that we've missed was canceled, so probably nobody will see us for our own home use, so feel free to expose yourself. No, what do you think about Coronation Street? Because Coronation Street is highly rated over here, along with Mr. Bean, and I was curious, have you ever...
I like EastEnders. I like EastEnders. I've had a few drinks with EastEnders, haven't we?
Do you
walked around EastEnders?
Don't like these gritty northern soaps, though.
No.
Many things happen.
What do you mean? I don't understand Northern. I don't understand. Northern is...
These places, everything happens in these...
Northern's working class, isn't it?
Everything happened like that where you lived.
You don't like the working class?
You'd move, wouldn't you? You'd move.
Wait a second, you said you don't like Northern soap. Isn't Northern the working class?
Northern is the north and southern is the south.
Oh, thanks.
I'm a bit confused there.
You're very, 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 sort of wacky. You're a little naive.
Yeah, do you want to just whisper that just in the mic just so we can hear it? Just one more time, Graham and Dave of
You're
Blur.
quite naive. It doesn't mean if you're from the north you're working class. A lot of the East End of London, lots of London is considered working class. It's not just a north-south divide,
Did Alex want to shag Barbara Ellen?
I shouldn't think so.
You just met her recently, didn't you?
I haven't met her recently. Met her once years ago.
One other thing, too, I'd like to confirm. You're winding up with Graham and Dave from the band Blur. Anything you'd like to say out there? Anything you'd like to, shouts out to people out there in Radioland?
Turn off.
What's on your mind now? What are you thinking?
Drop in, turn off.
That's pretty American. That's very leery. Can you give another soundbite? Perhaps a Marshall McLuhan one?
Leering at me.
I'm not leering at you. I'm looking at the wall. I've never seen that painting before.
Superb painting. I don't even have to look.
Well, what?
No, it's superb.
What? You don't have to look at it. What's good about that painting on the wall?
It's not a painting, is it? It matches the decor.
Now, who would you guys like to date? If winding up here, the last question. Finally, speaking to Graham and Dave of Blur. The last question: who would you like to date? Would you like to date? Fergie, Di, Wallace Simpson, or Lady Penelope?
Wallace Simpson.
As in Edward and Mrs. Simpson.
None of those people.
Well, come on, of those people, again, what would you like? Who'd you like to get with?
Get with. No, none of them. Of those people.
Well, what's wrong with them?
Nothing's wrong with them. They're just not my cup of tea.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Graham and Dave. How are you doing?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Let's get on with the interview.
How are you doing? It's all over. It's over now.
More questions?
That's over. No, I've run out of questions. I have actually.
Finally.
No, I want to know
about this quote.
Everybody asked the quote.
Lost virginity, too.
No, those are the cards. Listen, Graham and Dave of Blur, you did not want to discuss. Why don't we just get this out of the way? You did not want to discuss that. Don't take that picture. You did not want to take this right here. Graham and Dave of Blur, hello. This right here. This right here. This right here is the actual. No, wait a second here. You have a wallet chain. Wait a second. Get that. He has a wallet chain. That is not mod. You have a wallet. Oh my God! You have a wallet. Oh my God! You have a wallet chain. That is definitely not mod at all. This right here is the symbolism for the whole thing. And this is really why we're here today. This is the woman that Damon Arbin lost his virginity to. Damon Arbin.
Damon Arbin.
Damon Arbin lost his virginity to this woman right here. This is her name. Her name is Jane Tattersall, Lady of England. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anything else like to add to the people out there, Graham and Dave of the band Blur? I'm finished with the questions. I'm sorry.
Don't believe the hype, man.
All right, well, why should people care about Blur? Why should people care about Blur?
Honest, down-to-goodness people. We really are human beings.
All right, well, keep on rocking in a free world and do-do-do-do.
You've got the right haircut for that old hippie nonsense, haven't you?
No, I know. No, I'm trying to get it in a bowl cut. I am trying to get it into the bowl cut. Don't you see? I'm going bald a bit. I'm trying to get the, I'm not trying to get the inspirational carpets, you Stone Rose wannabe lover. I'm trying to get it for the Pete Townsend, the thing that goes like that. I mean, that's mod.
Do you have ears?
Yes, I have ears. It is pathetic, but I'm trying to get the bowl cut. It's thinning. I cannot be like Diamond and do that thing.
Look at him. Look at that.
Graham and Dave.
Look at the suave boy.
Great. I know he's better than me. He is everything better than me. I know he's better. He's Dylan, editor of Discorder. He's got the wallet chain. He's got a better toque. He's got everything. But you are Blur, Graham and Dave. Do-do-do-do.
Can you ask the question?
No, do-do-do-do.
He's got a call on him to ask the question.
Do-do-do-do. No, it's over now. You have to do it. The interview's over.
That's the cool guy.
Do-do-do-do.
Do.
Great.
You wear bell bottoms.
No, I do not wear bell bottoms. I do not wear bell bottoms. I do not wear bell bottoms. I have this.
You have a skateboard.
No, I do not. You're the one with the wallet chain. This is second of Graham. The mod with the parka. Well, I do not have a skateboard, and I do not have a wallet chain, and I have these shoes because these represent everything that mod stuff doesn't. I listen to you because you're bigger than me. You could hurt me.
Or something.
Tartan boy. Now go away.
Do you play football?
No, I do not play football. One time I was playing football and I got kicked and it landed in my balls and I hurt when Elizabeth Ride kicked me there. I missed the ball, but her foot landed there.
Here's Elizabeth Ride.
Well, she's this girl that did it to me.
All right.
Yeah, but not like that. Not the guy. I don't mean in that sense, not in the biblical sense. All right, well, it's over. You guys here, do you want to...
Ask us something else. It's a stereo.
It's over.
When can we talk to the cool guy?